you work your way up to it. What you're doing is you're persuading the metal to go back into position. You have to ask it nicely. And you ask it nicely not by beating the living fuck out of it with the first hit. You do it with a bunch of little hits. So this is actually a technique which is hammer off dolly. I'm going to place the hammer here, and then I'm going to work here and here, and we'll be able to watch this slowly come out. But it takes a little bit of time. Let me get into position here. Oh, hi. I'm making friends with the car. Now, if you take a look at that, I've taken a good portion of that dent out. And it's just in this little area, but you'll notice that this is much more pronounced. You know, you compare it, it's still not all the way out, but that's the process that we use to get that out. Now, I'll work on this one a little bit. And this is hammer off dolly, because the dolly is below the crease. It's right there. Now, if you notice, that came out quite a bit, didn't it?
Yeah, it seems like the dolly should be on the other side of the hammer on the other.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, why don't we do it the other way around?
Well, look at the hammer. Look at the hammer. If I start hitting on this rounded surface, what do you think is going to happen?
It's going to flatten.
Where it'll be worse than that, you'll actually start to get dents that are higher than the metal. So you have to, I know it sounds counterintuitive, but you have to do it this way to be able to get the dent to work its way out. Again, very time consuming. Now, I've done a little bit of work there. I want to do some, so I'm pressing. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we didn't want that.
So I screwed up there. I hit it, didn't hit it square. Now, if you recall, this was really pushed in. And now, it's still there, but it's not much. Needs more work down here. Needs more work here. Not so much there, more down here. And a good portion of that dent is now
So
gone.
what you're doing is you're hitting the high spots on the edge, on the outside edges of it.
Right, and I'm using this
Putting pressure.
counterweight to put pressure on it so that when I hit it, the metal can't go in, it ends up going out. So I managed to get a good portion of that out.
Yeah,
It's
very
nowhere
good.
near perfect, but it's a lot better.
Wow.
Now,
Are you always trying to hold the dolly square, the block, or are you ever like hitting on the edges of it?
I'm not hitting it. And most of the time here, the dolly's been right here. So I'm not even on the dolly. This is hammer off dolly technique.
So that the dolly's below where you're hitting.
Or above if I'm hitting down here.
Okay.
Now, what
In
hap-
this case, I mean, that's how we're gonna get this dent out, is we're gonna have to work our way all the way along to hammer it out. And we don't have to get it perfect, we only have to get it good. Because once we get it pretty close to perfect, we'll sand it a little bit, we'll take the metal off, and we'll see our highs and lows. And there's still a high spot right here that I don't like. There's another one in here that needs to be worked on. But, so we gradually push the metal back into position, and this comes out. That'll come out. And I can persuade it a little bit.
There you go.
Now it's all wobbly, so it needs to be sanded flat. But, you know, it's pretty close.
The shape's there.
The shape, and that's all we really need is the basic shape, because we're going to skin coat this. And when we skin coat it, we'll sand it, and that will give us our final shape. It'll be a very light coating of material. We don't want it to be thick. We want it to be thin, because thin amounts of filler stay put for a long time. Thick filler is what cracks when the body expands and contracts or somebody hits it.
So Chuck,
Yes.
how do you, when you got a section where you can't use the dolly, I mean, what's your process then?
Well, actually, you can, but somebody's gonna have to get into position over here and then hammer there.
Oh, from upside,
From in here, they're gonna have to get in the trunk and hold it. And quite honestly,
well, it
Yes.
looks like there's areas where you can't even,
no, we can get up to about here without too much trouble.
okay.
And if you notice, there's a hole right there. We're gonna have to take the windows out. We gotta take them out anyway. Then you put your hand through the hole, and then you work this area.
Okay, all right.
Now, I didn't do this area because the glass is still in it, and I'm not gonna smack the glass out because we kinda need
Sure.
it. But the
Just a
point
little bit.
is that this was, not too long ago, this was the worst dent on the car on this long thing. It
Looks
was
pretty good
huge.
now.
And now it's not perfect. It really requires another about a half an hour of hammering to get, if you feel it, come here and feel it. Go ahead and touch it. You can feel there's still a high spot right here. But, you know, it's a lot rounder than it was.
I'm a lot rounder than I used to be.
I'm not touching that. But that's the process by which we knock the dents out. And then we'll use filler as the last part. Now, back in the day, you would just keep working it with a hammer and then sand it, and the metal would have varying thicknesses, but you'd end up with a flat surface. Nowadays, in the interest of time, we get it close, and then we take all this off so it's bare metal, and then we put a skin coat of filler on it, and then we take that filler and we use a long file so it's nice and straight, and we work our way down through here, and we end up with this. This will be we'll go back and we'll look at this video, and after it's all been done and sanded and painted, go, holy shit, there's no dent at all. Make sense? So,
Chuck, this may be a really stupid question, but don't film me when I'm asking a stupid question.
No, that's the best part.
Does metal have any memory?
okay. It's actually not a bad question. But I need a magic marker and some paper.
Ooh, arts and crafts.
Story time.
Yes, I